In fact, taking a live look out at Galveston, you can see these waves much larger than we're typically used to seeing. That's because winds are pushing on shore, gusting up to 30 miles per hour because of this. We've got a high rip current risk today and a small craft advisory. I know it's the beginning of summer. It's hot out. It seems like a great idea to hop in the water, but please do be careful, especially with those kiddos with that high rip current risk. As for our temperatures, it's warm out there right now. 90 here in Houston, 86 in Pearland. Much cooler than we saw last week by about 5 degrees, but it doesn't feel any better. These winds pushing on moist air, that's increasing our heat index. Everybody feeling like the mid to upper 90s with those wind gusts. This evening, temperature is going to struggle to cool down with all that humidity by 9 o'clock. 82 degrees. And as we go into tomorrow morning, we're actually going to start to track a cold front pushing its way into the area. You can see that front making its way across the state, bringing with it severe warnings and tornado warnings in Oklahoma. Here in southeast Texas, we're only tracking some light rain showers up in Madison County. Coming up, though, Andy, we're going to talk about that cold front timeline and when all of us have a chance for rainfall.
A little relief would be nice, Caroline. Thank you. Warm out there, and if it's not the heat, it certainly is the humidity that you can feel.
It's the heat, it's the humidity, it's the mosquitoes.
And the pollen.
But I actually do have a little bit of good news. Look outside, showing partly cloudy skies out there. It is a windy day. It is a humid day. I think the wind is nice because it kind of keeps you a little bit cooler, but we can only be so cool when actual air temperatures sitting in the mid 80s and lower 90s. Right now, 90 degrees here in Houston, 87 in Liberty. Our friends up to 90 in Washington County. 90 degrees in Brenham. That's actual air temperature. Factor in the humidity. We're feeling closer to 100 degrees, in part because of these winds. You can see they're coming off the Gulf, and that's increasing our humidity and moisture with actual wind speeds sustained about 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting about 30 miles per hour. We typically expect to see our strongest winds during the heat of the day. So as we head into the evening hours, sunset around 8 p.m. tonight, we'll start to see those winds decrease, but still breezy as we head into our Tuesday. Breezy because we are tracking a cold front pushing its way across the state. You can see ahead of that cold front, we've got those winds steadily coming in from the south. And as that cold front gets closer, the winds tomorrow will start to come in from the southwest. Whenever we have a westerly component, that really heats us up. Tomorrow, high temperatures in the mid 90s. Feeling like the lower 100s. We were just chatting with the National Weather Service. They've been toying with the idea of a heat advisory, which means you need to take heat precautions. Tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 90s. Feeling like 106 here in Houston, so just shy of a heat advisory here. Future track is going to show that cold front pushing its way across the state. It finally moves its way in 6 o'clock on Tuesday, a 20% chance for showers. Wednesday morning, you can see the breeze coming from the northeast. Dry air, less humid, temperatures upper 60s, lower 70s. Enjoy Wednesday morning, because by the afternoon, the humidity starts to push its way back on shore. By Thursday, we're already going to be sticky again. Temperature, that's when we're going to see less humidity. And then, Andy, as we go into the upcoming week, I'll tell you what, San Antonio, they've been just as hot, if not hotter.
Brutally hot.
Yeah. Heads up. Wednesday morning, it's going to be very pleasant.
We'll take a slight break in that humidity. Caroline, thank you.
County, Caroline, things are whipping around.
I mean, the winds are really gusting out there, and it's nice because it is hot, it is humid, a little bit of a breeze, kind of feels like nature's air conditioning, at least as close as we can get this time of year. A live look outside, you can see a mix of sunshine and clouds, not producing quite as much shade as I'm sure many would like because temperatures, they're heating up quick. Right now, we're sitting in the upper 80s, 88 here in Houston, 90 degrees in Brenham. You'll notice these temperatures about 5 degrees cooler than what we were seeing last week. Now, don't think that it feels 5 degrees better because we're seeing higher humidity values. That means our heat index going to be in the lower to mid 90s. Right now out in Katy feels like 94. Our friends up in Huntsville, it feels like 97 degrees. So certainly a hot, humid and breezy one. Wind gusts currently coming from the coast sustained about 15 miles per hour, but gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour. Now, once we approach sunset, these winds will start to taper off, but I do think through the overnight period, we're still going to see gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Hopefully that helps our evening feel a bit more pleasant, but otherwise, temperature-wise this evening, if you're taking the dog on a walk at 8 o'clock, 84 degrees. Only 82 at 9. When we have such high humidity, temperatures really struggle to cool down as we go through the overnight period. In fact, waking up tomorrow morning, some of us aren't even going to make it into the 70s. Here in Houston, we've put 78 degrees, 80 in Galveston, a warm start to what's going to be a pretty toasty afternoon. In fact, tomorrow expected to be the warmest day out of the next 10. Your gardening forecast in the morning, get out there early. By 9 a.m. already heating up to 84. By 11 a.m. 90 degrees. That's the start of what's going to be a blistering hot day. In fact, tomorrow we've put temperatures right around 96 here in Houston. Some places will even make it into the upper 90s. Feeling close to 106. The reason why, strong winds from the southwest ahead of a cold front. Lisa, Andy, coming up, I'll break down the timing for that cold front and when we're going to have at least one very pleasant morning.
We're looking forward to that one pleasant morning, Caroline. All right, we'll check.
Of normal. We should be topping out around 88 degrees this time of year, so 90s. Not really great. A live look outside showing that cloud cover out there really helping us stay a few degrees cooler than we would be otherwise, with air temperatures still going to be toasty right now, sitting in the mid to upper 80s. You'll notice College Station currently at 90 degrees, 87 in Sugar Land, so still going to be a very warm evening ahead. But at least we've got a little bit of breeze out there. Wind speeds coming in from the coast sustained about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Now, because it's so windy, we do have a few beach hazards. We've got an elevated rip current risk, in addition to a small craft advisory. So if you are heading to the coast to try to beat the heat, please be careful. Wind forecast, you'll see those winds decrease once the sun goes down, as we expect, but still going to stay breezy through the overnight period. Even at 5 a.m. in the morning, expect to see those winds gusting up to 15 miles per hour. And the reason why? It's that cold front we've been tracking. Take a look at our satellite and radar. A long line of strong and severe storms stretching from Oklahoma up into Kansas. And ahead of our cold front, we've got winds coming in from the south. Now, as we head into the day tomorrow, those winds are going to shift to the southwest. And whenever we have a westerly component, that's going to really heat us up efficiently. In fact, your school forecast tomorrow, definitely make sure the kiddo is wearing sunscreen, loose-fitting, lightweight clothing. Right now, we do not have a heat advisory, but we're pretty marginal when it comes to having one issued. By 11 a.m. tomorrow, already reaching 90 degrees. At the heat of the day, 96 to 98 degrees. That's air temperature, about 10 degrees warmer than normal. Factor in the humidity, feeling like 107. In order to have a heat advisory, widespread 108. So we are really coming close. Treat it as if we have a heat advisory. Future track is going to show our cold front moving its way through the state. It's possible our far northern counties could get a few showers, with the actual front passing through our area 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Now, this is our highest likelihood of showers or storms. Not expecting severe, not expecting flooding. Some lightning is going to be possible. Behind that front, we've got drier air, so lower humidity for Wednesday morning. Make plans, get out and enjoy Wednesday morning, because by the afternoon, the winds from the south return. We'll start to feel that sticky feeling already by Thursday. Hardly going to waver at all. Wednesday 94, Thursday 94 as well. You can see that cool air staying well to our north. But that high pressure system starts to break down, which means Memorial Day weekend. But it's what we got.
You can still enjoy the coffee on the patio on a Wednesday.
And you better enjoy it, because we don't get a lot of days like that this time of year.
That's right. We'll take it, Caroline. Thank you. Making it feel a little bit lighter, or not so hot out there anyway.
Not
Lighter
so
sweat.
hot, but I mean, it can only help so much. We're talking to folks are thinking, I'm going to head out to the water, to the beach, but I've got to tell you, because of those winds, you'll notice these waves coming on shore a lot more aggressive. Well, it's not just you. We actually do have coastal alerts all across the Texas coast. We've got a high rip current risk. We've also got a small craft advisories. That means if you're bringing the kiddos out to the water, make sure you're swimming by a lifeguard. And as for the boaters, unless you're experienced, I would recommend staying out of the water. The surf extra high. As for right now, a live look outside from our Houston area Chevy dealer's camera showing partly cloudy skies. Temperatures still able to heat up efficiently right now, sitting in the mid to upper 80s, 86 in Hobby, 83 in Cleveland, Livingston, 87 degrees. Factor in that humidity, and everybody currently feeling like the 90s. 93 is what it feels like in Angleton, 94 in Brenham. So stay hydrated. I know it's warm, it's humid, and try to enjoy the breeze because this is really the nicest part of the forecast. 31-mile-per-hour gusts at Hobby, 22 in Liberty. Hopefully that breeze helping you cool down. And if you're bold enough to grill, stand by a fire, well, tonight, temperature is really going to struggle to cool down. By 9 o'clock, partly cloudy skies, 82 degrees, 80 at 10. And from there, hardly going to cool down at all. In fact, temperatures only going to be dropping into the mid and upper 70s here in Houston, 78 degrees. Most mornings this week, we've been waking up right around 80, so struggling to cool down at all. And then as we look ahead to the day tomorrow, temperatures are going to heat up fast. Here in Houston, mid-90s. By the coast, always a little bit more moderate. Your beach forecast in Galveston tomorrow showing temperatures warming up to the mid and upper 80s, but down on the island, it's still going to be feeling like the upper 90s. 98 is what it's going to feel like. Now, across the rest of the area, we're not going to see mid 80s. We'll be seeing mid 90s, 97 here in Houston. And this is all because of a cold front. Before it reaches our area, we're going to see strong winds from the southwest. And that's what really starts to heat us up. That cold front right now producing some gnarly storms along the Red River up into far eastern Oklahoma. As for us here in eastern Texas, not seeing a whole lot of activity, but we have been tracking a few showers from Navasota to Huntsville. Nothing to write home about. We're talking just a few sprinkles, but up towards Trinity County, you can see Groveton just saw a moderate downpour. That's quickly moving towards Lufkin. Coming up, I'll let you know when we can expect that cold front, and Lisa, Andy, when we finally say goodbye to the humidity for just a bit.
All right, Caroline.
Especially with all the mid-90s last week, we're seeing heat that we expect to see in July. I mean, take a live look outside. Cover has helped us stay a few degrees cooler than we were last week. Also, the increase in humidity. Temperatures right now sitting in the mid to upper 80s, so still certainly on the warm side. 88 degrees here in Houston, 90 in College Station if you're heading out to dinner tonight. Inside reservations, winds currently coming from the coast at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Because it's coming from the coast, that increases our humidity. However, I will say I do think the winds, because they're so breezy, it's going to make us feel a bit more pleasant. You'll notice winds starting to decrease once the sun goes down. That's what we expect to see. But still, through the overnight period, winds are going to continue to gust at 15 to 20 miles per hour. So hopefully it makes it feel just slightly more comfortable. The reason why we're so windy is we're tracking a cold front pushing its way across the state. You'll notice strong and severe storms across eastern Oklahoma, even clipping northern Texas here. But here in Houston, not really seeing anything when it comes to storms. Take a look at our future track. That cold front continues to push across the state. So waking up 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, similar to what we saw this morning. Humid, cloudy, gusty winds from the south. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. Tomorrow is going to be a touch warmer because of winds coming in from the southwest ahead of that cold front. And once it reaches here around 6 p.m., we're putting a 20% chance of showers or storms. Now, nothing widespread, nothing severe, but some isolated thunderstorms not out of the question. A 20% chance 6 p.m. to let's say 10 p.m. tomorrow evening. But the bigger story is behind that cold front. We are going to get a push of drier air moving in by Wednesday morning. Less humid, a little breeze from the northeast. I urge you, make a kolache date Wednesday morning, because by Wednesday afternoon, our flow returns from the Gulf. It'll start to feel a bit sticky, a little bit more hairspray. Humidity is back by Thursday. So over the next 3 days, you're not going to notice Wednesday afternoon, but Wednesday morning, upper 60s, lower 70s, low humidity. Get out and enjoy it. You'll notice all of that cool air is going to be staying to the north, and that high pressure system we've been tracking to our south, this is going to start to break down and shift slightly to the east. Now, once that high pressure system is no longer in charge of our forecast, this is going to gradually allow rain chances to move in. Also, it's going to allow the possibility of a bit more cloud cover, slightly cooler temperatures. So you'll notice